friends, welcome to my X journey, and it's Mrs. White again, and today we're going to talk about the Hermes strategy part 2. If you have not yet watched the part 1, I will put the link above and down below in the description box. And if you are new to this channel talks about all things Hermes. Occasionally I will talk about other luxury brands and some shopping vlogs. So if you like any of these topics, please consider to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so then you won't miss any of my future videos. So before we dive into today's topic, let me answer some of your questions because I asked you guys to ask any questions you have for me in terms of Hermes strategy, well, in the US. If you have any questions after today's video, please feel free to comment below as well. So here's the first questions I have from Wows1919, and she asks, are your SAs in the same store? So I think she's talking about my hubby's SA and my own SA. So my hubby's SA is actually from New York flagship store, and my SA is located in a local boutique in New Jersey. So it's quite different. So for me to film this strategy video is really to give you guys two different perspectives in terms of for people who shopped at the flagship store and for people who shopped at the local boutique, because in the US there's only 2 flagship stores. So I think a lot of you can relate to a local boutique. So I think it will be worth for me to share with you about my experience at a local boutique, but also like what's going on with the flagship store at the same time. So the next question from Jessica S is it hard to get a hold of rodeos where you are based? So I have to say it is, because each SA technically will only get one if there's enough to share with all the SAs. If the store only get a limit of them, let's say the whole entire boutique has 9 and they only receive 5 or 3, then the store manager normally would do a raffle. So for an SA to get it, it's another strategy that you're talking about. So if the SA only gets 1, how would you able to get it? Right? It's hard. So for me, for my example was when I walked into my local boutique, I actually asked for the Pegasus. Like that was the first thing I asked. I wasn't really asking for rodeo per se. So because I got like jewelries, I got, bracelets and everything, like non-leather goods really. So she decided to show me something on that day. So she showed me the rodeo, and then she said she is still waiting for the Pegasus. The store really didn't receive them yet. And I think about a few months, I won't say a month or 2, I don't remember exact date, but if you guys want to know the timeline, you guys can watch my other videos when I unboxed this rodeo and this Pegasus, because for some reason she remembered me. Like she told me, this is how she told me. She told me when she received this, because every SA only get assigned 1 Pegasus on that shipment because it's just enough to share. And the store manager basically saved it for her because she was off. And of course, if another SA actually took hers, that SA would get in trouble. It's just another thing to tell you. But anyhow, and she said, oh, perfect. When she received this Pegasus, I was the first person she thought of. So that's technically how I received this particular Pegasus. I think I was there frequent enough, like kind of like once a month, twice a month, not so much with every week, but every time we walked in, we have something that we were looking for. Like I mentioned in the part 1 strategy video, is you never walked in without a purpose. So ever since, the first and second time walking in, I decided to, every time I go in, I will make appointments. That's basically how I've been doing. And plus, if you think about it, if there is an email chain or there's a text message chain, you are kind of reminding your SA, oh, this client was previously looking for this. I think that's also a way of doing it. So this is just my 2 cents. So it can be very, very hard, but it also can be easy because this rodeo particularly, I actually walked into a boutique that I was never been there and I got offered this rodeo. On that day, I was carrying my Pinkerton 22 and I believe I have 2 leads and I have a rodeo Pegasus. So we didn't ask for any Quota bags or anything until, you know, my mother-in-law picked up a Calvi and we were looking at shoes and stuff like that. And then I asked her, do you have any rodeo Pegasus? And she said, no, but I do have a tri-color rodeo. Do you want to take a look? Would you be interested? Before she took out, the other thing she asked was, did I only get one rodeo? Like, how many did I get this year? And then I said, nothing. Under my mother-in-law's profile, there's really nothing, right? So then she said, okay. And then so she went to the back and came out with this rodeo. And that's how we scored it. And later we found out she's also a selling supervisor. So I think for the Hermes SA, there is a couple level. You either have someone who worked there for many, many years. We're talking about like over a decade. Okay, at least over a decade. And other level is someone who is not just a general SA. Someone who's a selling supervisor might be able to get the items that you want. But of course, this is also talking about luck. We were basically lining up. We don't know who's gonna serve us. So yes, in a way, it is, you know, part of the luck has to go into play. But I also think that, you know, my SA, who's a junior SA, who technically was just there for a few months, he or she can still get you what you wanted. But the first thing is you gotta be patient. Second of all is you gotta be a understanding customer who understand Hermes, who's not only looking for the Quota bags, you gotta give them the impressions of you love the brand, okay? So moving on to the next question is also from Jessica S. She asked, is there a limit to non-Quota bags a year versus Quota bags? So I wanna say this year there's probably are some sort of limit because of, you know, the inventory issues and stuff like that. So I think there is a limit, but as of how many, I don't know. But also it really depending on what you are looking for. Like the Mini Evelyn, obviously it's not a Quota bag, but it can be very hard to get. And if you get an Evelyn or you get a Mini Evelyn and you want another one, they most likely won't offer you that because you just received one of the same style. So they won't give you the same thing. I think what they're trying to do now is to make sure all clients can get a bag this year. So either Quota or non-Quota, but doesn't mean you get a non-Quota bag, you won't be able to get a Quota bag. You can still get a Quota bag, but I think you have to work with your SA and based on what they have really and what they can get, and also can they fulfill all of their clients. I think that's what's really on their list. If all clients can get a bag, then whatever comes extra, then they will probably like rank about which client they want to serve first. You know, like from what I heard from my SA at the local boutique, he said, it doesn't matter that you ask me first or not. If you are impatient and text me every single day or every single week, you are bottom of the list, okay? If you want to be the top of the list, you gotta be very patient. That's when he offered me the Mini Constance, and that's what he said to me because he loves how we are so patient and we don't bother him like every single week or every day, you know? So, and yeah, we barely talk about bags. I mean, we barely talk about leather goods. All right, anyways, so I hope you guys can see I do answer all of your questions, even if I already personally probably commented or replied to you, but I'm sure some other audience would like to know or would have the same answer, but doesn't know if I would answer it or not. So after watching this videos, please feel free to ask any more questions that you have. And if there's a need, I would definitely make a Q&A video to follow up on this. Okay, so now we can dive into today's part 2 strategy. And if you've been following my unboxing videos and some of my, storylines, from my local boutique, I only purchased one bag, and it's the Mini Constance. And the Mini Constance, it's considered a Quota bag this year at that particular boutique. So I have 3 options: is the Birkin, Kelly, or the Constance. So in my case, it was easy for me to decide because I already have a Kelly 28 and a Birkin 30. So I'm like, I really want to finish the BKC, and I really, really wanted the Mini Constance. So I picked the Constance. I didn't even bother with asking Birkin or Kelly because, yeah, my essay did mention it, but then I'm like, nope, I want a Mini Constance. And you know what? After speaking to my essay furthermore, I think I really made a very wise decision. Because here's the trick. Yes, Constance normally is not a Quota bag. Yes, this year it's a Quota bag. However, because I only got offered one bag and it's a Constance, and it's not that I don't look for other items either, because my essay said there is a chance towards the end of the year when there's any more spares, or if there's room to squeeze in, because right now everything is so unpredictable. So what he thinks is, yes, the boutique itself saying all clients can only get one Quota bag. So that means if you pick a Constance, you won't be able to get Birkin or Kelly. However, because I only got a Constance, and that may be the only bag I get from my boutique this year, so there is a higher chance if there's anything rare like Birkin Kelly's or Kelly Pochère or Mini Kelly or anything like that, I could be the priority, or he can easy to put me into the application to the store manager. Can you approve this client to get this bag? So it's something for you to think about. If you are deciding between Kelly, Birkin, or Constance, you want to think about, what you really want, because 90% of the time, if clients only have these 3 options, most of the time they will pick a Kelly or Birkin. They won't even think about Constance. So it's kind of rare for someone not to run for a Birkin or Kelly. So yeah, just give you a little bit of insights. And of course, it really depending on your store manager as well, because they can make all these small changes. Because another tips I want to give you guys is not all stores only look at your in-store purchase. They are also looking for your overall profile. So like I mentioned earlier, I didn't buy a lot from this particular boutique. All I got really was the homeware, but then I do purchase stuff from online, and I do purchase items through another boutique, but only with one particular SA. Like, I don't go into the same boutique and look for different SA. This is something the store manager likes to look at because they want to make sure you have a relationship. It's okay to jump around sometimes because they understand that, all boutiques purchase different items. So if I couldn't get the item from the boutique A, it's easy to push the client to boutique B to try to look for the item that they're looking for. So some store managers are very understanding, and I'm glad I'm in that particular boutique. So you might not know, like your essay might not even tell you that, but I am grateful that my essay will actually tell me. So I kind of know like how to work with it. But of course, right now I am going to just stick with this particular essay of my own. Under my profile, I will only shop with him. So this is something to also think about. So now let's move on to another Quota bag that I got this year, which is the Mini Kelly 2. And then you have not yet watched that unboxing video, I'll put the link above. and down in the description box for you, because it was quite a story. So this Quota bag is actually from my hubby's essay, which means I got this from the New York flagship store. What your essay tell you, just send me your color choices for the Quota bag that you want, or for your wish list, okay? Basically for any bags. But anyway, so my hubby's essay basically say just send me the color of your preference and hardware, and then we'll go from there. And if you have any particular leather that you want, then just send it to me, right? So normally we gave like around like 5 color choices and 1 or 2 leather, normally just 1. And for example, for the Mini Kelly 2, I asked for gray, grit pearl, blue brom, rose sakura, or gold. Epsom leather is preferred, and I said any hardware. So you would say, oh, why Epsom leather? First of all, Epsom leather because I know normally the Mini Kelly 2 will comes in the Epsom leather. But this one came with the Chef Mysore, which is even better. And then you will probably ask, why 5 color? Well, you kind of want to give them rooms to move. And yes, a lot of time for you to give them color doesn't mean they will give it to you. It's for them to have an idea, to have, you know, similar color, maybe you would like, that they can offer you, you know? Yes, it could be your dream color and whatnot, but you know how Hermes is. Like, it doesn't necessarily have all the combination that you like. So it's good to give them like at least like 3 to 5 options so they can work towards it. So my another wishes of the year is the B25 in a tan, crepe, for Amanda, or any in the grits family. And I only want rose gold hardware because I already have gold hardware. I have the palladium hardware already. So for my hubby's essay, we kind of make it a little less room by saying I only want a certain hardware. I can take these colors or similar colors, but I want this hardware particularly. And you will probably say, well, you didn't mention about leather. Well, it's a Birkin. So I also mentioned it can be in the Saye styles or in the Ratone style, which is the Birkin original. So this is just give you guys a little tips on how you tell your SA about how many color preference. So I will recommend give them 3 to 5. 5 is the most preferable. It just looks like you really want to work with that essay. And hardware, it's up to you. You can give them 1. I think 1 is easier. A lot of time I either say any hardware or I just give them I want 1 kind of hardware. So same thing with leather. You kind of gotta give them a little flexibilities on if they have 2 of your preference, just don't have the other one. You gotta think about you will take it. You gotta be a little more flexible. You cannot be too focused on what you want. Never going to be 100%. I hope you guys enjoyed today's videos and found it useful. And if you would like me to film more these types of videos, please consider to subscribe to my channel so I get more motivations and really know, you know, this is really what you guys enjoy watching. And it really means a lot to me to keep on continue producing these type of videos for you guys. I do want to try to help, you know, within the communities. If you are a Hermes lover like me, who wants to know more, or you are thinking about shopping at Hermes, but you want to know a little more insight as an experienced shoppers at Hermes, then please, you know, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you won't miss any of my future videos. And feel free to follow me on my Instagram. And some of you probably know I do answer questions. You can private message me for chit chat. I will do my best to answer the questions that I know. So for the next week video, Mr. Y is going to give you guys some Father's Day gifts idea that you can purchase from Hermes. So if you don't want to miss that, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you won't miss that video. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.